This is part 12 of our Link's Awakening walkthrough, and we're working our way towards Animal Village here in this part, and I will tell you, we just saw one flying up there, but here in a minute, I feel like I get bombed.
There's one. You just got hit right there,
And those guys just annoy the crap out of me.
How did you kill him? Like you had to jump up and hit him with your sword or something?
I think so, and I feel like in an earlier area, I tried that and just failed horribly.
Well, like they move, like they don't move quickly, but just they were hard to hit. Because I remember they would drill me all. And what the heck does this mean? Like,
yeah.
I was preparing for this video. I was like, I had no clue. I sat there and I thought about it. I had no clue what that riddle means.
Yeah, like secrets are like water under bridges.
Oh, actually, don't you go into the bridge to do something?
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah, I think that one, like you can see that kind of like the entrance right there.
Yeah, once we have the flippers.
I think either you go under that one or you go under another one.
What do we
to maybe get to Catfish Mall somehow?
Maybe. I couldn't
something
tell
like
you.
that. That's later on.
I mean, that would make sense, though. You got to think like Link to the Past. We go
I'm glad I thought about it for like an hour. Okay, it wasn't an hour. I'm glad I thought about it for a while today, and then I just now realized what it probably meant.
Yeah. And I'm a big fan of this game having a second village like this.
Yes.
It's kind of like a twin village from the starting village, but it's like all animals, so it's just like this weird place on the other side of the island.
Yeah.
That's
you get that like a lot in the best 3D games, but not in like the handhelds.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you always get like Kakariko Village and like Hyrule Castle Town usually has something. So those are kind of like, I guess one's a town and one's a village, but you know, same thing really.
Yeah, I just like having the two like civilizations.
Yeah, but in handhelds you don't see them very often.
No.
With that being said, they're probably never won. But
it seemed new at the time. That's for sure.
Oh, definitely.
But that bear cook that we talked to.
Was that a bear?
It looked like a bear.
I don't know what that was. Really. I wasn't paying that much attention.
Whoever it was.
That could be some made-up animal that's not even like a species in real life.
He told us that in order to get into the Yarna Desert, which is where we're trying to go to get the key, we have to get this stupid walrus to move his fat butt out.
Why would you sleep right there, though?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's just rude.
It is. It's like people have to come through it. Although maybe it's keeping the monsters in. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess that could be true too.
But the only way we can get him to move is if we go all the way back to the other side of the island and get Marin.
Which we were just at our last walkthrough.
Yeah. We didn't necessarily take the best route to do some of this stuff. But thankfully, now that we've got
and then we didn't even use the Pegasus boots either.
I know. But now that we've got the warp points, at least we can quickly get back and forth between the two villages.
Yeah, and then we'll get one. We got one right here, obviously. Duh. We just used it. And then we actually begin another one before we enter Angler's Tunnel.
Yeah, up in Tal Heights, or really close to the Heights.
I always really like that part. We'll be making that. I don't think somewhere, not in this video, but
we get there in part 13. I think. Part 13,
okay.
Which is the next video. But now we are working our way though to get Marin, and normally she's waiting right here by the statue. But she's down in the beach, and I will say it is one of my favorite scenes in any Zelda game. The scene we have coming up here at the beach with Marin in just a minute. It's just a great scene, very well done.
I remember maybe before we even started Two Guys, like I remember, or either right after we started Two Guys, I remember you talking about that scene. And it's like one of the first things you really brought up about liking, other than your love for the Forest Temple and Ocarina of Time.
Well, of course.
No, I think that's more me.
I say Spirit Temple.
Yeah, but I remember, I just remember you talking about this scene and how much you really liked it, and just it really brings back that nostalgia factor for you because you played this game, and we said this in a couple of our earlier parts. I didn't play this game until it's been about a year now.
Yeah,
but you played this game several times growing up.
First came out, the original Game Boy.
And at that time, I didn't play at that time.
Yeah.
But at that time, that was probably a pretty cool and a longer scene, really.
It really is. It really is. And obviously on the Game Boy Color, it looks a heck of a lot better than it did on the original Game Boy. But we kind of also just commented, we were just talking about Majora's Mask a minute ago, when we got to Great Bay, and we loved, actually being able to see the ocean and the wide open water, things like that. This scene was obviously even before then.
Yeah.
And just, even though you can't interact with the water or anything, but being able to sit here, just look at the view, you got the palm trees, the beach, and you're there with this girl who actually shows interest in you instead of Zelda who just gets kidnapped all the time.
Yeah.
I just thought it's just a really great scene.
But you don't get anywhere with her either, though.
No, unfortunately
she sings for you.
She does sing for you, but plus I really love the music here. It's just like a remix or a retake or whatever of the Ballad of the Windfish. Only more softer, I guess, instead of Marin just belting it out.
Yes, and then there's a little dialogue that we got going on here. She actually talks about if there's anything across the sea, and kind of relatable, any of you Lost fans. But I know not everybody watches Lost, but that kind of brings me back to the episode of the Men in Black where he was talking about, is there anything, or no, his mom told Jacob that, there was nothing across the sea, and there was.
Leave and all that.
And they kind of talk about the same thing right here, is there anything across the sea?
Yep.
At this time with Zelda, most people think it took time, took place long time ago.
Yeah.
Did they actually even know that there was anything across the sea at that time?
I mean, I think that's a good point, though. You got to think, like, if you're an ancient person or you're stuck on an island somewhere with no boats or anything, and you've been there your whole life.
Exactly. Yeah, you might not know. That might be the only thing you think there is.
Yeah, you might have the exact same thoughts. I thought it was a nice little philosophical musing
and
there.
then Lost stole it.
Yeah.
Lost TV show stole it from him.
Yeah. But I thought it was just a really good scene, and it kind of makes you sad to think, she's poor girl's never been off the island.
Yeah. Well, nobody on this island's been off this island because, by rumors and, just by talk, somebody would know there's something farther,
Exactly. And I thought it was just a pretty cool scene right there. It's one of my favorite. It's just a touching scene. Plus, Link's on a date.
Yeah. You would know there's something across the scene if you had Wilson with you.
Wilson would tell you. Yes.
He'd be your inspiration to find out.
Imagine a beach ball just washed up on Covalent Island down there.
What in the world is this?
With the face drawn on it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think that's part 2 of why she obviously takes a liking to Link, and she even says it down there on the beach. She's like, I want to get to know everything about you.
Yeah, because he's not from there originally, or how to get there or whatever.
Exactly, it's just that appeal of something different.
Does it really ever show how he actually ever got there? Did he wash up? Or?
Yeah, because in the very beginning opening scene, before even the titles menu of when you first start on the game, it shows his ship get hit by lightning.
Okay, and so he washed up.
And that's where he woke up.
Okay.
Or washed up, yeah.
Okay. So I remember the boat scene now, which I definitely should have remembered that part. But I guess it makes sense that he did wash up.
Yep.
That's a stupid point there by me. To even ask that question, I guess.
So I like this quick little scene here, where she sings the song in the water. It's just falls into the water.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he looks pretty awake now, but he has a delayed reaction.
Well, I think Sill's being on the sun more than they do to water, so you would think he's happy right now. He'd rather be on land than
sunning himself.
Sunning himself than be in water. So I don't know.
Well, she certainly got a laugh out of it, I guess.
Yeah, she did.
So that's all that matters.
Hey, she got him out of the way.
And I think it's I know I've said it about 30 times. I think this whole part's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. But when the other animals are all like, "Oh yeah, we love when Marin's here. We want her to come sing for us." It's it just shows that the two villages obviously interact somehow.
Yes. Or it's not they're very far apart, but
well, it took us how many hours of the game?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So I guess we're doing a lot more work.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many hours we're actually into it right now.
Not a ton, honestly. Yeah. Well, especially when we know what we're doing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm also a huge fan. This is one of the first times we encounter a boss fight like this, and honestly, it's playing the boss fight music and everything.
Yeah,
just out in the middle of nowhere. We're not in a dungeon. We just walked into a cave.
And they flash back to Moldorm, or not Moldorm, the Desert Palace boss
in
Link to the Past. No, it's 3 of them. It wasn't Moldorm because that was the Tower of Hair boss.
That's right.
Whatever the Desert Palace boss was.
Yeah,
brings you back to that.
So I think it's just cool having this boss fight out here in the middle of nowhere, and like I said, nice flashback to Desert.
And
Palace.
I like the scene I'll go into the middle because it just added a little bit tougher of a challenge, I guess.
Yep. Because if you fall into that sand during the fight, you have to restart the fight.
Ugh.
So
not big on that.
Hey, yeah. Speaking of Moldorm.
Yeah, at least you can get knocking off. Which it's probably a lot harder to fall into that center than it is getting knocked off against Moldorm.
Exactly. As long as you're paying attention and kind of stay away from it, it's not too bad.
And here's another heart piece that I would never got in either.
They hide a few pretty darn well. They hide a few.
I don't know. That's just mean, I think, in my opinion.
But now that we've got the angler key, that's going to wrap up part 12 of Link's Awakening.